The article I'll be reviewing today is called "Multitasking May Harm the Social and Emotional Development of Teenage Girls, but Face-to-Face Talks Could Save the Day," say Stanford researchers. In the article, Stanford University conducted a survey with 3,461 girls ages 8 to 12 about their electronic distractions in comparison with their social and emotional lives. Their study found that these girls, who often spend large amounts of time watching television, movies, or YouTube, listening to music, emailing, posting on MySpace or Facebook, instant messaging, texting, talking on the phone, and/or video chatting, tend to be less socially and emotionally developed. That is, the answers given by the girls showed that multitasking and doing all of these things were statistically associated with feeling less social success, not feeling normal, having more friends whom parents perceive as bad influences, and sleeping less. The survey also asked another very important question. According to the article, how much time do you spend participating in face-to-face conversation with other people? The results were shocking. In fact, the researchers found a direct correlation between those who have more face-to-face communication, in addition to all of the above electronic influences, and greater social successes, greater feelings of being normal, more sleep, and having friends parents perceive to be a better influence. Clifford Nass, one of the researchers heading the survey, had this to say in response to the results. There seems to be a pretty powerful cure, a pretty powerful inoculant, and that is face-to-face communication. Kids in the 8 to 12-year-old range who communicate face-to-face very frequently show much better social and emotional development, even if they're using a great deal of media. End quote. The first relevancy of the textbook to the article is the section about messages. Page 12 of the textbook says that when you communicate via keyboard, you are simply communicating with only words. You lose the verbal and nonverbal aspects, such as body movements, facial expressions, and variations in vocal volume and rate. You, you lose those things that you typically have in face-to-face communication. Some types of communication, such as sarcasm, which is noted in the book, are not clearly conveyed and sometimes get lost in translation. In the article, Nass and P stated that children learn the difficult task of interpreting emotions by watching the faces of people. How are children to learn those important interpretations if they are constantly staring at a computer screen, viewing only emoticons? The next relation I found between the book and the article is how listening is an active part of communicating. Page 15 of the textbook talks about why good listening skills make a competent communicator. Because listening is the thing we spend the most time doing, it is indeed our most important activity. Chapter 4 goes more in depth on the topic of listening. Page 81 says that listening is key in developing and maintaining any kind of relationship. Listening goes a long way in trying to manage a conflict. One of the red flags in young people today is the fact pointed out in the article. Nass says, when we media multitask, we're really not paying attention to the people around us, and we get in a habit of not paying attention. And thus, when I'm talking to you, I may be hearing the words, but I'm missing all the rich, critical, juicy stuff at the heart of the emotional and social life. No wonder kids who spend less time engaging in face-to-face conversation struggle emotionally and socially. Lastly, I found another correlation between the textbook and the article on page 20. It talks about captology, or according to the book, the study of computers as persuasive technologies. That is, the ways in which computers and computer-mediated communication generally can influence beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. The article also talks about how those girls who spent less time in face-to-face communication settings and more time on the computer had more negative experiences in feelings of success, feelings of normalcy, having friends parents deem as a bad influence, and sleeping less. The article was very interesting to me because in the future I plan on working with young people. Knowing and understanding how and why certain people communicate the way they do is vital in almost any occupation. I have children, and I'm always looking for ways to encourage them to become effective communicators and participators in this world. The article definitely gave me lots of things to think about. Thank you.